I'm going to be going over my informative topic, and the topic I've chose to speak about is leadership. Leadership kind of covers just about everything that we do in life. I mean, from corporate America, big business, small business, major league sports, military, law enforcement, even educational, colleges, churches. There's leadership in almost every facet of life that we have. So when you ask yourself, what is the purpose of leadership? Generally speaking, it's to get people within an organization to move towards a common goal. I'm going to talk briefly about different leadership styles and examples. I'm only going to cover 3, but there are literally, a lot more than 3. Some of the most fundamental ones, they're talking about 7 principles of leadership. In a lot of business settings, they actually will give people, CEOs, personality tests, and they'll actually figure out what leadership style matches a personality type better, and that'll help you be more effective in, your interpersonal communication and relationships. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is authoritarian. That's basically when a leader dictates policies and procedures. Some examples you can think of, Stalin, Hitler, where you kind of have a dictator type setting where one person is making the rules and enforcing the rules and procedures. There's also an example of visionary. This is defined by persuasion, charisma, and emotional intelligence. Couple examples are Gandhi and Martin Luther King. And they're able to kind of lead people, not by necessarily dictating rules and, having that firm hand, but by getting people to see the benefit of what their vision is and how they want to do things. And a lot of people are influenced by that. The last one I'm going to cover is coaching style of leadership, and that's collaboration, support, and guidance. Obviously you see that a lot in professional sports, but you also see it in high school, grade school, and even little ones, whether it's soccer, flag football, things like that, where the focus isn't necessarily wins and losses. It's more upon building a kid up and getting them to make small steps and improve themselves. I'm going to talk some about the pitfalls of leadership and why things tend to go sour. You have people, there's a famous quote that says, if you want to test a man's character, give him power. And some of the things that people in positions of leadership lose sight of, where they came from, and they get caught up with greed, power, and manipulation. They stop thinking about what's best for the organization. They stop thinking about what's best for the people who work for them, who are their subordinates, and they are solely focused upon keeping their position of power. They lose the ability to inspire people to do the things that they want them to do. So they manipulate and they intimidate. I'm your boss. I outrank you. If you want to raise, they have all these different metrics of things, and poor performance reviews, and there's all these different ways that they can, they try to manipulate people rather than talking to them and getting them to do their job in a way that doesn't require a negative connotation. Some of our most effective people in leadership, they actually invest in the people that work for them. And, rather than thinking of, how much sales have increased in a certain quarter, a good example is Simon Sinek, when he was talking about, when somebody's not performing up to their standards or what they've done in the past, there's all these things in place generally throughout business where, discipline and things starts getting involved. And, rather than asking this person, hey, what's wrong? Is there something going on? Maybe this person, has something going on at home in their personal relationship. They got something going on, outside of work that's causing them to have a hard time at work. Poor leaders only focus on that metric, whether it's sales, whatever the case may be. And when you do things like that, you kind of stop valuing the person who's under you. So most effective leaders value input and will even seek guidance from the people who are subordinate to them. They're also good communicators. They take the time to not just focus on what the goal is, but to hear different ways to get to that goal. They accept the fact that, they may not have every idea that's the best one, that someone may have a better idea than they do, and they'll work on it together and move towards that common goal, which leads to one of the last aspects of it is good leaders realize they are a part of a team and they're not above it. And they'll actually, take the time and get in there and do some of the grunt work and lead by example. They have the ability to fill in and do the job of what their subordinates are expected. They can actually teach, they can mentor, and they can show the right way to get something done. That's it for my speech. Thank you.